Mr. Martin went to inform all the people of the village of the feast that he is going to prepare in the late Mr. Wilson's honor, and that the main dish is going to be Mr. Wilson's goat roast. In addition, that the feast is going to be at night. Mr. Martin invited every single member of the village, including Doris, who was not expecting something like that, especially when Doris received the invitation. He was surprised of such a thing, and first he hesitated to go, but then he decided to go to keep all the fingers of the accusation away from him, and for not being a suspect by the sheriff. Next day at night, all the people gathered together in Mr. Martin's land, sitting at a huge table, waiting for the main dish to be served. Doris has arrived. He started looking at the table and the people and their mouths drooling of hunger. Doris takes his first step into Mr. Martin's land. He chooses a chair and he sits on it. At this moment, Doris enters into a headache attack and starts to remember the scene of himself when he was stabbing Mr. Wilson, and remembering when he was stabbing the goat at the same moment.
This goat, my own witness, your collapse.
Doris could not bear this pain. He puts his hands on his head and starts to squeeze his head in pain. A man sitting beside Doris asks him if he was all right, and Doris is not responding, and he keeps on holding his head. The man asks again, but now louder. Then Doris answers him.
Yeah, I'm okay. It's only a little headache.
The sheriff has arrived. All the people are looking at him. And then the sheriff looks at the table and looks at Doris. And then he sees that there's a chair in front of Doris, that there wasn't anybody sitting on it. He chooses that chair to sit on it, to be able to see Doris better and to keep his eye on him all the time. Mr. Martin has come carrying a big tray filled with the roast goat inside it, and Mr. Martin heading to the table. He reaches the table and puts the tray of the goat right in front of Doris and the sheriff. And as soon as Doris's eyes hit the tray and he sees the goat's body and his skull roast in front of him, the headache attacks him again, but now it's stronger and much more unbearable. Doris starts hiding this pain in front of the sheriff, even though the pain was almost killing him.
Did you hear about what happened with the goat, Doris? It got killed the same way that Mr. Wilson was killed. Then we found out that the same tool that it was used to kill Mr. Wilson, it was used to kill the goat.
Doris' headache stops instantly when he hears the sheriff's voice, and then he replies,
Really? This is so strange, Sheriff. Isn't it? But don't worry, everything happens for a reason.
Doris didn't get the main point that the sheriff was referring to, and he didn't know the big surprise that the goat has prepared for him.
Everybody, listens close. This feast was prepared in Mr. Wilson's honor to remember him and his good deeds with all of us. Mr. Wilson was a good man and a friend too to everyone here, and didn't deserve what happened to him. But people, I promise you that the criminal will pay very expensive for what he has done. Today we are all gathering together to eat this goat that was the only creature that witnessed Mr. Wilson's murder, and it's mandatory for me to mention that I believe this goat is not a normal goat, and it was killed by the same killer that killed Mr. Wilson. And I believe that what had occurred is a message the goat wants us to understand, and the goat is our only guide to the murderer. So please people, go ahead and start eating to receive its message.
The people are all shocked and afraid of the illogical, incomprehensible sheriff's words. All were open-eyed for a few seconds and surprised. Then the sheriff repeats,
I know what I have said sounds strange and illogic, but it doesn't cost trying. Please start eating, but the one who decides not to, he's free not to eat.
After hearing the sheriff's words, all the people lost their desire to eat, except that few of them accepted to eat. Then they started picking up each one's plate, filling them with the meat of the goat, while the rest of the people started talking to one another without paying attention to what is happening. Doris decided not to eat either, and he was full of awe after hearing the sheriff saying such a thing. Then he starts wading through an ocean of questions in his head, and then he starts thinking,
what the hell did I just heard? Did the goat inform the sheriff of something? But how? This is impossible. The goat ain't speaks. And when? Cannot be. Maybe the sheriff is hallucinating, or maybe he practices some satanic rituals. Does the sheriff do that? What the hell is going on?
And now, the people who has decided to eat from the goat start eating. Mr. Martin and the sheriff picked up some meat and put it into their plates, and they started looking at Doris sideways, waiting for him to see if he's going to eat or not. At the moment, Doris is still thinking about what the sheriff has said and what he meant. Within Mr. Martin and the sheriff are staring at Doris, and some people were eating and others weren't. A person of those who ate from the goat faints. Then everybody stops eating and starts looking at the person to see what is happening. Meanwhile, another person falls unconscious, and the people turn their heads back to him. Then the third person, the fourth, the fifth drop their heads unconscious on the table, as if they all got struck by a thunderbolt at the same moment. Whilst the people who ate from the goat but didn't faint yet, they put their fingers inside their throat, trying to vomit on purpose the meat that they have eaten. thinking that it was poisoned. Doris got afraid from the weird thing that is happening in front of him. The sheriff was looking right and left, and Mr. Martin's heart was beating so fast, afraid and worried, thinking that what happened to the people was because of the meat, or a mistake he made while he was preparing it. And all the people who didn't eat from the meat were all watching this terrifying scene that is happening in front of them. Suddenly, the people started to yell at Mr. Martin, thinking that he put something in the food to kill the people. Then they all picked up their revolvers and wanted to shoot at Mr. Martin, and unexpectedly, the people who fainted raised their heads from the table all together at the same moment, as if they were connected together. All were close-eyed, and they start to shout, calling Doris' name, as if all the people got possessed by the goat's spirit. Doris, 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 Doris started shaking from what he's hearing, believing that the goat has possessed them. Then they start looking at Doris, pointing at him with their fingers, surrounding him, and they start repeating and repeating. Doris falls on the floor and starts hysterically screaming.
Stop! I killed Richard. Do you hear me, people? I killed Richard. It was me. Please, release me from this cursed goat. Release me from this nonsense. I'm going out of my mind. Every day, I'm closer to be crazy. I can't bear this anymore. Yes, I killed Richard. It was me. I admit that. Nobody would know unless this cursed goat, this satanic goat, but I killed it. How? I don't understand. This ain't real.
The sheriff hears Doris's words, and then he starts laughing.